on everybody, welcome back to Chemotherapy. If it's your first time checking out this channel, please consider subscribing by clicking that subscribe button down at the bottom. And don't forget to click that little bell on the side so you can get notifications to when I post a new video. Tonight I'm going to be talking about some advantages and disadvantages I found about using weed killer and landscaping mat. Here's the backstory to this video. Now, I just did a video on the weed problem I'm having in my front rock garden area. And if you didn't catch the video, I'll leave a link for it right up here. But if you're too lazy to click that link, here is what my front yard area looked like about a week ago. Let me show you. The last video I did was a comparisons video between the Walmart weed killer and Roundup. And Roundup did better by far. Even though it costs almost twice as much, I would recommend just getting a big jug of the Roundup because you're going to end up using more than you think. The problem with me was, and this is again being a rookie thing in a new yard, I waited way too long, the weeds grew way too tall, and this essentially is what happened. Alright, as you can see, I pulled all of this front portion here, so I pulled all the weeds out, which is great, so it looks a little bit nicer. But here's what I'm talking about. So you see this portion right here, and I'm not too sure if you guys are going to be able to see this, but you see all of this stuff? The leaves get dry and they peel off and they just fall all over the place. So in between all these little rock things, I have all these stupid little dried leaves, and you got to rake them, otherwise it just looks like garbage. I almost think it might have been better if I pulled them alive. You know, this section here still got some green in it, so I might not spray weed kill there, and I might just try to pull those versus making them die like this. It just gets all, like, look at this. See all it just breaks off, and it's very hard to clean. Now, as you can see from that last video, I waited way too long. Have a look at this guy right here. You should catch your weeds when they're small so that they actually shrivel. This stem here, this main part, is not going to die. It's just too tall, it's too robust. In fact, now it's harder to pull because it's brittle. This thing, all the life has been sucked out of it, and when you try to pull it out, you're lucky to get the whole root here. Now, if you notice this angle here, this is what happens with the landscaping mat, that it doesn't penetrate necessarily, because it doesn't matter if you're using mulch or river rock or stone or whatever. The seeds are still going to come down and they'll grow sideways, and sometimes they'll poke through that landscaping mat. So it's not necessarily a disadvantage, but just because you're using landscaping mat just doesn't mean that you're going to eradicate the whole problem, because you still have seeds coming down from the top. But that's what I'm dealing with. So as I'm grabbing these, the leaves are breaking off and they're landing in between the rocks, and now I'll either have to rake it, blow it, or suck it. Another thing I noticed about landscaping mat is it doesn't cover everywhere, particularly right around the edges where it meets concrete. These guys start to come out, and the roots are ridiculously long. Check that out. And this is a tiny guy, right? Like, this much was sticking out, and I pulled on it, and it just kept going and going and going. And I had some real, like, long ones where I pulled it out and the entire mat came off right around the edges of the concrete. I don't know why that is, but consistently right around the edges, those weeds seem to have the longest roots. The moral of the story, if you got weeds coming out, either you pull them quick or you kill them quick with weed killer. Don't let them get too tall, because when it gets to a certain point, it's not even worth weed killing it, because you're going to end up with a bigger mess than if you just had pulled them up by hand when they were alive. So guys, that's the ending of this weed kill video part 2. Hope you enjoyed it. If you found it useful, please give me the thumbs up. Share it as much as possible. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. And remember, I'll catch you guys later.